Hello, everybody. I am Girish, and I'm responsible for the automotive segment of Infineon in India. And I basically represent sales, marketing, and application. At SIAT Expo this year, we are showcasing quite a lot of new technologies focused on both two-wheelers and passenger vehicles. For example, we have XN1, where we're showcasing for the two-wheeler, which basically includes, infotainment, connectivity, body control module, traction inverter, as well as DC-DC. And this is a very scalable design where you could actually add and delete as you need. In addition to that, we're also showcasing the new BMS with our new 18s and AFE, where we basically have the BMS for all the way from 36 to 96 volts. And in addition to that, we're also showcasing inverters. And here we basically have traction inverter, 5 kilowatt, 10 kilowatt, and going up to 300 kilowatt, including some of the IGBT modules for passenger cars. We also have infotainment connectivity solutions, for example, clusters doing turn-by-turn navigation. And we also have our charging solutions that we've showcased here at SIAT.
Okay. So, like the company has major focus on semiconductor and the EV and battery as well. So I have a question. How has the development of semiconductor technology impacted the automotive industry in recent years, and particularly the lighting and electronics?
I think if you look at semiconductors, they've impacted quite a lot. 90% of new innovations and technologies are driven by semiconductors.
Right.
So they play a very significant role. And coming to your point in terms of lighting, as well as the infotainment connectivity solutions, I think it's totally changing, right? From a traditional bulb, we're now going to LED, not just simple LEDs, right? Transitioning into lighting control modules. In addition to lighting control modules, you also have a lot of interior lighting, exterior lighting, where a lot of it is controlled. And what we are seeing the transition, especially a lot with passenger vehicles, is the transition away from single ECUs, going into like right now mixed domain control, and finally going into like a zonal control, where the complete lighting solution, lighting in a vehicle is controlled through zonal. So this is what we're seeing. And also in terms of LED drivers, from traditional LED drivers to a lot of matrix solutions that we are seeing. And not only applications for headlights, right? We're also seeing a lot of LED applications for tail gates.
Okay. And, how is Infineon working towards the more energy efficient and sustainable automotive electronics in semiconductor?
I think in Infineon as a company, we believe, in sustainability. And two of the main objectives that our organization is decarbonization and digitalization. So especially you look at decarbonization. We're not only doing it developing products for applications and market, but also all of our plants, our facilities are also trying in the process of going completely green. And we have a goal by 2035 to have our emissions within the norms that is basically stipulated, be a completely green company.
Right. And also, as the government and OEMs accelerate the electrification, what are the biggest technology gaps you see today in making EVs sustainable at a major scale, a big scale?
I think some of the challenges that we are seeing with sustainability of EV, if I talk of the Indian market, right, is the end user getting, the understanding of the real cost impact of an EV. And the utilities that they see. Because the drive patterns make a big difference on whether electrification is really cost effective or not. Other thing is, for example, what we're seeing in electric vehicles is that range anxiety. More people are concerned that if I'm going in the city, in the urban is fine. Still can find a charging station. Going far off, how do I charge? And this is not just an issue with India. We're seeing this issue, for example, in Europe as well as in the US. So in terms of technology, what we are seeing a transition is the move from, battery electric vehicles to transition to hybrids. It could be like, range extenders, mild hybrids, or even plug-in hybrids, where we're seeing this transition, because then the user does not have to worry about, range anxiety or where he's going to find proper charging infrastructure for the vehicles.
Right. And, what role the battery management systems, play in enhancing EV safety And how is the Infineon innovating in this space?
Battery management systems, I think, play a very critical role in this. We've
Right.
heard, in the media, a lot of these vehicles catching fire,
Right.
and mainly driven due to the high temperature. So Infineon has introduced multiple products
Uh-huh.
that help protect the battery management system. For example, we have pressure sensors
Uh-huh.
that are in the BMS, which
Right.
basically make sure that if the pressure goes beyond a certain value, which
Okay.
is then determined by the OEM to cut off.
Okay.
The other thing we have as a new product is the hydrogen sensors.
Okay.
And these, because before any combustion happens, before the pressure builds, certain gases are emitted. And
Right.
hydrogen is one of the largest contributor for combustion. And we're able to track hydrogen beyond certain levels and cut off the BMS for the vehicle. In that way, we are able
Right.
to protect and give the occupants certain time to be able to get off the vehicles, or early warning systems for
Right.
the passengers to actually vacate the vehicle or stop the vehicle in case of.
Right. Right. And India's EV market is evolving rapidly. So especially in two-wheeler, three-wheeler, and passenger vehicles, even we see in this expo, there are a lot of products that are displaying today, right? So how do you see India's EV journey differing from global markets?
I think the requirements in the market for India's EV journey, especially we're talking of 2 and 3 wheelers, right? The requirements are very different.
Uh-huh.
For us, 2 wheelers are like the backbone of transportation,
Right.
not like others, where it's mainly more for recreation.
Right.
So here it's very important. For example, if you look at 2 wheelers,
Uh-huh.
what we are seeing the transition happening is earlier, if you look at most of our customers, kind of introduced first products and have learned a lot in the last few years.
Right.
Each of them have got about a few 100,000 vehicles on the road. So what
Right.
we've seen is design optimization. They've been able to optimize the design to get the best performance.
Right.
At the same time, they're able to control costs and add new features,
Right.
which were kind of unheard of.
Right.
Similarly, 3-wheelers, we see the transition to 3-wheelers is actually happening much faster than we thought in terms compared to 2-wheelers.
Right.
Because last mile delivery,
Right.
transportation are
Right.
all mandated, which are basically transitioning earlier from gasoline driven to alternate fuels, now
Right.
to battery electric vehicles or BEVs,
Right.
which we're seeing in the 3-wheelers. And also because a lot of the cities are mandating, these
Clean,
run on-
sustainable transportation,
sustainable transportation to run on battery electric vehicles.
Right.
And a lot of infrastructure has been put in because you don't need to have infrastructure all over the country.
Right.
It's in certain areas where they basically going in charge.
Right. Okay. So one question, considering the current developments which happened between India and European Union, so we had this free trade agreement, right? So there are many brands or products from European markets that will come to India, considering the electric vehicles, right? So how do you see the new market or the new products? How Indians, basically we have Tata, Mahindra, and many other brands. So these new products, will they impact the Indian market which we already have internal brands or the Indian brands?
If you look at it, at least from what I have read, the implementation, the electric vehicles are not included as part of this trade treaty, as part of this stuff.
Okay.
It's mainly the ICE vehicles set to a certain price limit
Right.
and a certain volume. Definitely, yes, it will, once coming into the market, increase the amount of competition.
Right.
And we are going to see a lot more features. I think if you look at a lot of the new products that we have developed over time and implemented, are mainly focused towards improving the efficiency of the vehicles.
Right.
Increasing, for example, solutions in the BMS, longer battery life,
Right.
measuring not only the SOC state of charge, but also being able to improve the state of health of batteries.
Right.
So you basically increase the longevity of the batteries.
Right.
Looking in terms of motor control, traction inverters, different topologies of products, different packages have come in,
Right.
which help amount of heat dissipation. One product I can talk about is topside cooling MOSFETs,
Right.
where there's a better heat dissipation, which helps in reduction in the size of the ECU,
Right.
reduction in the size of the PCB,
Right.
overall weight reduction, which helps the enhances. So there's a multitude of other products that we have,
Okay.
which are basically totally designed. So that is kind of like the same
Right.
philosophy.
Right. So one last question: is there anything upcoming or in pipeline or by end of 2026, are there any major plans or developments you have in Indian market or anything that you would like to share?
I think we're developing a lot of products and solutions for the Indian market.
Okay.
I think earlier a lot of applications were kind of platforms which we brought, kind of customized. But what we are seeing is a new ground up development.
Okay.
And as a company, we are also expanding a lot. We opened a new office in Ahmedabad.
Okay.
For doing the R&D. We are in the process of opening another small office in Chennai.
Okay.
So as to have better reach to the customer, closer proximity to the customer, understand the customer needs,
Right.
and develop a product.
Right.